When breaking news happens, is your go to send listeners to your social media profiles? Well, today we'll explain why that is a bad idea.
You're listening to Better Radio Websites, the definitive podcast for radio professionals who want their websites to generate more traffic and substantial revenue. Get time-tested techniques, secret tricks, and valuable tools in online content, marketing, analytics, security, social media, and much more. Ready for your radio station to dominate digital in your market? Here we go.
Hi, it's Jim, and welcome to Better Radio Websites, the podcast that wants to help you get more visitors and the most revenue from your radio station website. Thank you so much for tuning in this week, and kind of a short episode this week. I just happened to check the radio trades and Radio Inc. in particularly, and this past week, I found that programming legend Gary Berkowitz, he had this article, and the title of the article was, "Did Your Radio Station Pass Saturday's Test?" Now, what this was about is, of course, the Saturday prior was when former President Trump was almost assassinated. And so, how did radio stations react to that news? Did they immediately jump on? A lot of them didn't. A lot of them, it was on Saturday, it was in the afternoon, more than likely voice tracked. And so, a lot of radio stations really failed this test and didn't break in or either have somebody at the radio station break in to let everybody know what was going on. They found about it like the rest of us did, and through maybe social media and that sort of thing. So it was a great article too, and a very good class on how to be prepared in case of any kind of breaking news that happens over the weekend or off hours, that sort of thing. As a matter of fact, actually go through in the article. Steve Granato, I hope I'm saying that right, of Renda Media, he shared a list of things that every station should do and a plan to have done like an off hours or over the weekend and something, that sort of thing. When news happens, should you do? Well, first is you need to have a relationship with a local TV station. Number two is the PD operations manager should subscribe to all news sources when with notifications enabled. So this like ABC, NBC, CBS, local TV, cable news, CNN, Fox, etc., and your local newspaper. That way, when something happens, you'll know about it quickly, and you'll be able to decide how your station wants to be involved with that. Number three is to download a recording program to your phone in case that you're not at the station. When something like this happens or whatever, that you can upload some audio to the station. Now, minutes will matter, so this is why you need to kind of have this plan in place before anything happens. And then have access to your station's computers pre-set up and ready to go on your phone. A simple, quick message about what happened is all you need to be effective. The goal here is to inform listenership, not get in depth with the entire story or anything like that. And then number five was be prepared to direct listeners to social media for more updates. Then keep it updated with developments. If you have been listening to this podcast for any length of time, you'll know that I have a problem with that step number five, because when you send listeners to social media, you're really sending them to a place where they can get sucked in. And the next thing you know, that person who went there to social media to find out about whatever that you just talked about has now, but all it took was a slight little scroll of their thumb, and they're back onto cat videos and other things that don't make a difference. All right. So, and then you've lost them as quickly as you got them, they're gone. And so it's a whole lot better for you to direct. Number five there should really have been to direct listeners to the station website and the social media for those updates, with the social media always linking back to the website. And the reason that I say that is that we've beat this dead horse in previous episodes in the past. So I do apologize, but it obviously has to be done, because managers need to realize, because you have 75,000 followers on social media, it doesn't mean that everything that you post to social media will reach all 75,000 of those followers. In fact, If you were to update social media with anything, actually go in there and actually see how many do it, and see how many people that you actually reach. It's a small, minuscule fraction of that 75,000. I'm talking so minuscule. You have 75,000 followers, you'll probably reach 100. Updating to social media is not going to give you the bang that you think it's going to. Yeah, you should update social media. I'm not saying don't update social media and don't promote social media and that sort of thing. I'm not saying don't do that. Those are important because you need to be everywhere that your listeners are, and your listeners are they're definitely on social media. However, don't make it the only thing, and everything that you do on social media, use it what it's meant to be. It's meant to be a marketing tool for you. We don't own social media. The Zuckerbergs and Musks and whatnot, they own social media. We rent it. If like the algorithm says, we're not going to reach all 75,000 of those listeners unless we want to pay more, and then we'll reach them. But we're only going to reach a very few number of those followers. Use social media as a tool to bring people back to your website. When you do that, your radio station benefits from that because not only do those visitors give you more traffic to your website, it's going to increase your SEO, and it's going to make your website more valuable to the advertisers who pay to be there. And that's what it's really all about. You're going to use social media at every turn. Now, I will say that number 5 should have been update your website and then go live on Facebook Live or Twitter Live or all of these different social media platforms. That way, whenever you go live, more of those followers, the algorithm gives you a little bit more of a boost. So more of those followers are liable to get a little message that's saying, "Hey, radio station is broadcasting live." Hey, they never do that. Let me see what it's about. And so that will help you a whole lot more. And then direct them to your website for anything that you will be updating throughout the rest of the day. Or if you've posted something to the website. Now, I do get it. Posting to social media is a whole lot easier. But then again, you're only going to reach a fraction of those people anyway. If you just post a little story to Facebook, or you just post a little update to X or something like that. But you can update your website from the field. If you have a WordPress website, WordPress has an official app that you can tie into your website. Doesn't matter where it's hosted, and you can post updates from the field. If you have any kind of other platform, there's more than likely you can create a front end form that's maybe password protected, and you update the information there, and then it goes directly into a post that you can make live. So there's different options for you to update your website from the field, and I've talked about that in previous podcast episodes. I'll link to them in the show notes. But the main takeaway today is, don't just send people to your social media because it's easy. And it is easy to do, is to, hey, we're going to be updating our social media page because it's a whole lot easier for you to do from the field. But when you can update your station website, it's going to benefit you not only today, but in the future, because the more visitors that you send there, it's going to increase your SEO. Going to make your website more valuable, not only today, but that increased SEO is going to help your website for the next months and years down the road. I know it's going to be tempting to continue to send people to your social media profiles, but please don't. Send them to your station website where you can monetize the traffic, and that traffic is going to help your website grow, not only for today, but in the months and the years to follow. If you don't have a website that kind of fosters that, more content and keeping people engaged with your station website while they're there, reach out to us. We'd love to help you with that. skyrocketradio.com. That's what we're really all about, is giving stations an online presence that engages their listeners, keeps them engaged, and just gives them more to sell, more traffic, more engagement, more revenue. That's what we're all about. Reach out to us, skyrocketradio.com. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for just inviting us into your ears and your eyes every single week. Be sure to subscribe and share this podcast with your other radio colleagues that might benefit from it. It does help us out. Thank you so much. All right. Have an awesome week making your website better. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to Better Radio Websites. Remember to subscribe, leave a rating or comment, and share this episode with your team and radio colleagues. For show notes, archived episodes, and more free resources, visit betterradiowebsites.com. Need help starting or making your radio website better? Visit skyrocketradio.com.